Hey, and welcome to this fifth video in the Docker tutorial series. So far we learned about how to create images and all, and we also saw like how to run a proper container with a proper image, right? Like this MongoDB. Now remember, MongoDB is just an example. You can run any single application with the same command, Docker run, give it a name and give -d. It will create the container out of it, and it will keep on running in the background. Now you don't have to keep this terminal open. You can just go to your VS Code and write your code that is going to connect with this MongoDB. Now that is the second part. Will we be able to connect with this MongoDB? The answer is no, because see this, you can use MongoDB Atlas or any other software to connect with this. I'll show you this with the my CLI only. So Mongo, if I run this command, Mongo, I think localhost says fail to connect. Now the reason for that is Docker does not open ports automatically for you. There are two concepts here. One is, let me open a whiteboard for you. So there are two concepts here. One is, you remember, this is your operating system. So this is your operating system, and inside your operating system, you are running Docker itself. So this is your MongoDB instance. Okay. So what Docker, and we know for the fact that MongoDB needs a port open. So 27017. So what Docker will do is Docker will open that port only inside of that container. What we need to have is our operating system should be able to communicate with this container. So what we want is we want that port on outside as well, right? So it's allowing like internal communications only. We want outgoing communications as well, something like that. Okay, that's not exactly correct, but if you get the point. So there are two ports that you can open. One is inside the container, and remember, both could be different ports as well. This helps you help in, if you want to run, let's say, MongoDB on different container, sorry, different port, will be able to do that. So internal port is already open for you. So this container is using 27017 inside the container. Now what we want to do is we want to open it for outside as well. We can use same port 27017. We can use different port as well. Now the command for that looks like this. So I'm going to stop this container. Docker stop. Now remember, I can use the image name here as well. You don't have to look for IDs because I know what I'm stopping now. Okay. In the earlier cases, the Lucid or something, it was not clear what thing I was stopping. Now I know what is stopping. So I'll just remove the Docker container rm. I'll just remove, okay, -a is not the command. So my Mongo, my dash MongoDB, and like this, you can remove multiple containers as well at once. Okay, so it has removed all three of them. So that I'll be able to create the containers with the same name again. The command for that is, you see now the no container is running so far. Excuse me, docker ps. Yeah, and the command for that is, I'm gonna write the same command, docker run -- name. I'll just give short name MongoDB or something. This is your name, remember. Then the D for detached mode. Now here is the part where I mentioned the ports. Okay, so the command is just p. Okay, it's just p, right, like this. Now -p tells Docker which port you want to open. So the inside part, we know that the port for that is 27017. So the left hand side is the port that will be opened inside the container. Okay, and that port will be mapped to colon this port on the outside, like this. So now you're basically telling Docker that you want the ports to be open on left hand side, which is inside the container. It will be 27017 because by default MongoDB runs on that port, right? Remember, this is your internal port. And on the right hand side of colon, you said on which port you'll be connecting in to this container, right? So it could be 3000, but if it is changed, remember your Mongo shell, if you're trying to run Mongo like this, it will by default try to connect to this port unless you give -p like this. or I think it was capital P. Uh, let's see. So if I give this 3000, no, I think it was capital P then. Or I'll just write hyphen port. Okay, so now it's gonna try to connect on that port, whichever port I'm giving. So this is the port from outside. So I want to connect on this port number, which is the port on the right hand side. So if you change here, you'll have to change here as well, because Mongo shell will try to connect on that port. I hope that makes things clear. So I'm going to use the same command, docker run hyphen name detached mode d and hyphen p for the ports which I want to open. Also remember, if it is it feels hard to remember all of these commands, I have created a simple on my repository available for Docker. So you can just go there and pick any tool that you want to install. So this is MongoDB what we want, and you can read the commands. I have kept it as short as possible, so that you'll be able to get started with any database immediately. So we have given this command hyphen p. Now just like here, you see hyphen p 27017 and 27017. So and now last part is the name of the image, which is Mongo. Now if I run this, it spawns the container. The difference this time will be ports. You see, internal port 27017 is now mapped to the external port that is outside of container 27017. Now if I scroll up, okay, I think I have, okay, here you see the difference. Earlier it was just 27017 open inside. Okay, so there was no connection. Now we will be able to connect from outside to the container with this port. Okay, now if I run Mongo localhost, this should connect, yes, like this. So I can, this is now a Docker instance. I can, sorry, Docker instance of MongoDB. I can run any command that I want in this shell. This is a perfectly valid MongoDB instance. The only difference is it's not installed on your machine. You can remove it whenever you want. It's running in its own isolated process. You can spawn any number of such MongoDB clients that you want. They will not be affected by each other. Okay, so again, there is also a problem a bit. Now the shorter problem with this one is it will keep on running in the background. If I close the database, remember, it's keep on running in the background. You can connect with it with your Mongoose or the MongoDB Atlas or any other software. It will work just fine. The problem is we haven't told Docker where it should persist the data. Okay, so I'll show you the example and then we'll stop the video. So if I log in into my MongoDB, I'm gonna create, no, it's usedb. I'm from SQL, sorry for that. So use, let's say I'll create users database. I'll create school database. Okay, and db dot create collection. I'm gonna create a collection, let's say students. Now db dot students dot write. I'm just showing you that if I not right, db dot students dot insert one. I'm just showing you by inserting some data, and if I stop the container, that data will not be there. Okay, so name is equal to John Doe. Okay, so it has inserted the data. I can get the data back, db dot students dot find. Okay, I have that data. It's in the database, and my database is also there. So db's, okay, school data is also there. I'm gonna log out of my database. I'm gonna exit the CLI, and I'm gonna stop my container. So docker stop Mongo. I think it was MongoDB. Let's stop the MongoDB. If I run MongoDB again with the same command, yeah, Mongo already exists. So Mongo, I'll just call it Mongo. Okay, now it's gonna spawn a new container. Remember that it's not gonna spawn the same container. So the problem with this is now we have two containers. So Docker container ls -a, there are same images but two different containers, Mongo and MongoDB. So that's it. That is the reason this container, which is running actually in the running state, and will not know about what data was saved by MongoDB, the exited container a few minutes ago. Now, if I connect to the same container, and if I try show DBs, there is no student database. I have lost my data. The reason for that is, of course, like I said, we did not tell Mongo where it should persist the data, where it should store the data, which we are going to learn about in the next video, which is called as volume. So that's all for this video. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys next time.